Peplink has announced their new MAX Transit Pro, which is the latest generation of their product lineup. Hi there, I'm Cherie with the Mobile Internet Resource Center, and as we have been reporting for the last few months, Peplink has been in a transition phase with their MAX Transit product lineup. This has been a very popular router with cellular embedded modems, single or dual previously, and like last year, they ran out of supplies on their Duo model, which has been one of our top pick options, and it was discontinued. They've launched an interim option, the Pro E, that has been available since late 2021, but we knew that they were coming out with a Pro series, which would be their next generation router chassis. That is being released today. It is available for pre-order at a price of $11.99 and should be shipping by mid-April to customers. Now, what is different about the new MAX Transit Pro versus the Duo and the Pro E? This is where things might start to get a little confusing. I'll try to keep this as simple as possible. Now, on the Duo and the Pro E, this is what we're going to call their original router chassis. These models had 400 megabit per second router throughput. They have Ethernet ports. They have Wi-Fi 5. Those are the major distinguishing features. On the new Pro series, it has a better CPU that can handle up to 1 gigabit per second router throughput. It has Wi-Fi 6, which is going to give you faster speeds, especially when you are in a Wi-Fi congested area. It also has other features inside that are kind of minor modifications. It has 4 redundant power supplies. We got the 12-volt terminal block. It is using a 4-pin Molex connector, and it has 2 USB-C abilities to use, like with external power banks, whereas they were micro USB on the prior models. This is only coming out in a dual LTE modem format, so this one has 2 modems inside. One is a category 7 and one is a category 12. That may sound like a downgrade. I will explain why this is important in just a bit. And another change is each modem does have dual SIM cards, but on this one, they are switching to nano SIM. So this allows you to use SIM cards that are more kind of the industry standard now for most hotspots and data plans. So no more having to adapt your SIM card size or losing that tiny SIM card inside of the larger SIM card slots of the prior models. Another option is if you are using Speed Fusion, the throughput for that has been increased up to 400 megabit per second for unencrypted data, as well as 200 megabit per second for encrypted data. This is increased from 160 on the prior models. Now, let's get to those modems. Now, this is obviously the same exact form factor. And one of the limitations of this small of a box, especially when you're using it with a dual modem setup, is there are only room for 4 cellular antennas. And that means that if you're doing dual modem, you only want to use modems that are optimized for using 2 antenna ports, so it's not going to see the higher end modems that would use 4 antennas. So category 12 is the maximum, and that's what the Pro E and the Duo used, was having 2 category 12 modems. Now, the downside of that, and always one of the considerations when selecting these modems, is category 12 modems don't currently support T-Mobile's Band 71. That is their long range coverage, which is very critical if you want to connect to T-Mobile outside of urban areas. And that's what has caused a lot of people to have to make the choice of going with a category 18 or a higher modem, or going very low end back to category 4. Now, in recent months, the Category 7 modem has come to the market, and this one does support T-Mobile's Band 71, as well as AT&T's Band 14, which is their FirstNet band. The Category 7 modem does have dual carrier aggregation on the download, but different from the Category 6 modems that have been out, it also has dual carrier aggregation on the upload. This gives you a maximum speed of downloads being 300 megabit per second and uploads up to 150 megabit per second. Remember, those are max theoretical speeds, not the speeds that you might see out in the real world. And the Category 12 modem that is paired with this still retains the higher performance because it has 3 times carrier aggregation on the download, still only dual on the upload, and that gives you a peak performance of up to 600 megabit per second. So this modem combination of a Cat 7 gives you the better carrier coverage. So you can use T-Mobile with this and still get their coverage map and really good performance on it, as well as having another modem that is going to give you the more peak performance on Verizon and AT&T. Now, both modems are great for Verizon and AT&T, so you don't really need to make a choice between the two. But if you are going with T-Mobile, modem 1 is going to be the one you want to use that SIM card in. So interesting choice of those combinations, but we think it's a wise one to give you the maximum coverage and performance balance. All right, so that's the main differences between the old Duo and the new Pro, which is basically its direct replacement. Now, they do release this Pro E, which was supposed to be an interim solution in between the Duo and the Pro, and it is still going to remain on the market, priced at $12.99 for a few months more as they continue to have stock. And there might be reason to consider going with the Pro E versus the Pro, but there's of course always trade-offs. The Pro E, the major difference is on the back is the number of Ethernet ports. The Pro E has 4 Ethernet ports. One of them is a WAN port for using an external, another internet input coming in, like Starlink or maybe another hotspot or something like that. And it has 3 LAN ports. So if you have local area networking needs, maybe you want to use an access point with it, or you just need to connect multiple devices, the Pro E might have some advantages. Just remember, this is on the older chassis with the lower router throughput, which if you're using a solution like Starlink or a very fast LTE connection, you will start to push the limits of the CPU on the Pro E. The BR1 Pro is the other model that they upgraded at the end of 2021, and now the router options in both of these are similar. They both have the 1 gigabit per second router throughput, Wi-Fi 6, as well as the more advanced LAN features. Going forward, Peplink is kind of transitioning their product lines. The Max BR1 Pro series is going to be focused on the higher end modem categories because it does have the 4 antenna ports for 1 modem. So this is where you're going to see the category 20 LTE option, which is out for $11.99, as well as the 5G option, which is out for $14.99. The Max Transit Pro series is going to be focused on mid-range LTE modem options with that dual redundancy. So there will be choices to have to make in what is the right solution for you. If you're one of our members, do go follow up with our member content on this. We go into further analysis. We have some further videos for you comparing all these models together and which ones might be the right solution for you. Of course, our members make this all possible. And if you are one of our members, you get further discounts with vendors that we work with, including our friends over at Mobile Must Have, who also provide advanced tech support in our forums, and we collaborate on creating more advanced, informative information on this and using them and configuring them. So if you are considering purchasing these, look at a membership with Mobile Must Have and or directly with us, because you'll get a lot of extra help and assistance, especially with those discounts, to consider in your purchasing choice and usage of these in your overall mobile internet setup. These videos are brought to you by our premium members, our mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.